than movie.
Hey, let me know, Paul. Are you Team Marvel or Team DC?
See, I'm team. Hey, in the Heat, they need to tighten the fuck up, bro. We was up 2-0. Now it's 2-2, and then Embiid's back and the mask, and it's like, ooh.
But in other news, I know you seen the Heart Part 5 just dropped.
That was probably that.
Passing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
What's going on, guys? This is Totally Blitz Podcast, and we're at the Kickback today. These are your hosts, Paul, Pick'em, Win'em, Concha.
Hey, man, you already know it's that boy, Kev, Waterboy, some boy, a.k.a. the Dom PYE in this motherfucker. I know you see the logo on the back, you bitch. But what's good with you, man? What's bracking with you, bro? What's bracking with you, dog?
Man, I'm chilling. I just got the bowl packed up for the show. Oh, no, wait, this ain't the new bowl. This one's a little old. It's green enough. I got the bowl packed up for the show. Man, got some shit to talk about. We had a great Mother's Day over the weekend, so happy Mother's Day to all the single mothers and married mothers, all the mothers out there.
Hey, bro, guess what time I called my mom?
I'm guessing like 11:59 on Mother's Day.
Damn, why this nigga Paul know me so well? I definitely called her like at 11:15, just in case I forgot to call it at 11:59.
Nah, but hey, bro, shout out Florida because the unexpected weather, but Florida showed out. It was like sunny, clear, a nice little breeze was hitting. So like it wasn't bad. It was still like 90 degrees outside. Don't get it twisted. But like with a nice little breeze on you, when there's some shade, and then like a couple beers and a couple drinks in your system, you're feeling kind of good out there on a Saturday. How about you, Kev? What you do over the weekend?
Motherfucking, this is technically my first weekend of summer. Well, I guess second weekend of summer since last week.
Congrats.
But we didn't really do nothing. I got invited to go help somebody shoot a pilot for an episode, but I didn't go. But I was really just working on myself, figuring out the business, figuring out everything, the little things, the little stuff like that, and just creating plans and strategies to continue on.
Okay, no, that's smart. Everyone needs a good weekend of focus like this, get it like set up the priorities, set up the to-do list, get some spring cleaning done.
Nah, dude, I definitely got a lot of fucking cleaning now. I will say that.
It always feels good, like that when you're done cleaning and you like roll up a blunt or something. That's what I do. I'll clean, and then I'll save the smoke till afterwards, and it's like it's just like so good.
I respect it. I like to clean like a motherfucker and then go. I will especially like cleaning my bathroom and then going to take a shit in that motherfucker afterwards because like come on,
you earned that. This is the cleanest toilet I ever took a shit on. Shit, but let's see. I'm trying to think about what happened. I mean, in the sports world, we got a back-to-back MVP already named. I think it's today or yesterday or late. It was either late last night and I missed it or early this morning.
I think it was this morning because I didn't get it till this morning. You know me, I'll be up to date with shit like that.
Jokic, the Joker, back-to-back MVP. I think it's been a while since we had back-to-back MVP. Oh no, wasn't Giannis back-to-back?
I feel like all the MVPs been back-to-back recently. Like Giannis, the Jokic, and then who was it before Giannis?
I think it was like Harden, Westbrook. I'm trying to remember because I might even be further back. But
it might have went Harden, Westbrook, Giannis back-to-back, Jokic back-to-back, and before that was Steph back-to-back. But Steph was the first unanimous.
Yeah. But I know there's a lot of people. This is what I will say. This is one of the tightest MVP races because I feel like 2 or 3 people honestly had like a legitimate case, and the people who backed their cases wasn't gonna like look anywhere else. Like they like solely believe that their guy was MVP. Just like Russ versus James Harden, and I think like 2015 or whenever that was, when it was like both of these dudes just balled the fuck out. It's kind of hard not to be MVP.
It was like James Harden versus Giannis the first time. Like it was like, damn, Harden is low-key averaging 38, man. Like this is before we were seeing people drop 62 on the daily.
Shit, and they're like the whole winning record. Like I feel like those arguments only start getting brought up when things are just really close, like when you're really splitting hairs. Then people start, well, this team has like a number one in the West, and then this team is, or if I don't know, or if the media really likes a certain dude, they'll find a way to like write him into why he's the best this year.
I look at it like this. I feel like Embiid was my pick for MVP, but I understand Giannis because like not Giannis, but Jokic, because and then Giannis was my number 2.
Yeah,
but
those are the 3 I had, like I said.
So I understand Jokic because he was the most valuable. If you took him off that team doesn't make the playoffs.
True.
Same thing with Embiid. I don't think that team would make the playoffs. But Jokic was already down. You feel me? He was already down a couple minutes.
He said, "Fuck it, bro. It don't matter."
Yeah, he went out in the first round. But hey, man, it happens. Sometimes you run into the Warriors first round.
Hey, in the Heat, they need to tighten the fuck up, bro. We was up 2-0. Now it's 2-2, and then Embiid's back and the mask, and it's like, ooh.
I feel like it looks good on paper. Like, oh, they was up 2-2, now they tied up 2-2, and Embiid's back with the mask. Woo! But like, I really feel like, especially after that last shot, that zone worked. Like the zone, I was upset with the zone because I feel like James Harden got really free in the zone, and he was able to get to his spots in like 2 or 3 dribbles, which I didn't really appreciate. But it worked because people talk about Embiid's 24 and 11. Like Embiid had 24, like his last 6 points was free throws in the third quarter. I seen this man get 1 offensive rebound the entire fourth. Like that's all he fucking did. So like, and the game was something that we just couldn't get over that hump. Like it was always like 3 points ahead, 4 points ahead. Every time it looked like they would go on a run, somebody would start getting open. And like, I think we hustled hard on defense. I think we played well. I'm looking at the highlights right now. I just think that, and a lot of our shots just weren't falling. I feel like Tyler Hero.
Open shots.
Yeah, like the shot to go into the fucking third. We had a last second shot to go into the fourth. If we had made that, it would have been a 1-point game going into the fourth. And then that would probably have not gave them the Sixers the momentum to go on the run that they did to begin the fourth. You feel me? So it's just like little things that could have happened that could have changed the entire sway of the game. So I look at us like we played well. I think we got to tighten up. I think being at home, those shots are going to fall a little better. We got a crowd behind us. You get to sleep in your bed the same night. So I don't think it's crazy. I just don't like that Jimmy Buckets got 40 and like nobody's going to talk about it now because we lost. Because that's like with the 45, we lost.
Yeah, he's the only person with 2 40 pieces right now in the playoffs. But
there was a MVP. I feel like he should always be in consideration.
Sometimes one team, and I think Bill Simmons said, like, this was like months ago. I heard him say something on his podcast, saying something like, "We'll never see that 20-0 run in the playoffs, only because nowadays, like 3-point shooting, some games are just like a team might come out and just shoot 60% from 3." And they might be the worst team, but they're gonna win that game because of some freak day. They're shooting 20 for 38 from 3-point line, and that's how I don't know the numbers. I didn't do no research, but anytime Danny Green's shooting 5 for 5, whatever team he was on, they won that game. Like with the Lakers, like anytime Danny Green does exactly what he's supposed to do, like a 5 for 5 from deep game, they're not losing that game. Like that game, like him making that transition 3, that was like a killer. Like you said, like every time we brought it close, some shit like that would happen where then they get a steal and fucking Danny Green pulls up transition 3 with probably one of the smoothest 3s I've ever seen. Like that shit went like straight into the net.
Fuck him. But like it's hurtful because like I understand why it went like that, especially with Jimmy's 40. Because like our team isn't really built with people that can create their own shot in the half court setting, besides for Jimmy and Tyler, and then Bam too. But like Bam's kind of like working hard on defense this series. Like he's trying to deny Embiid the ball. He's not even trying to give Embiid the chance to get that motherfucker. So like I respect it, but like we gotta run on transition, but at the same time we gotta crash those boards because these motherfuckers is boxing out and they're getting them boards, and we gotta be able to run offense. Because Tyler Hero didn't play a good game, but he still had 10 rebounds. Like we gotta get them boards, and like so it's tough because it's tough. I feel like that's something we gotta figure out. Like how can we crash the glass but still get these transition buckets? Because anytime we've seen us in transition, we score from steals to random turnovers to motherfucking long rebounds. Like we missed all the long rebounds. I will say that. But motherfucking, it's just like stuff like that. The little things that you can't really it's just little things to tweak.
The Sixers, I think they hit their first half. They were like 60% from three or some crazy shit. Like so, they were hitting a lot of shots. And on the flip side, we were missing so many shots, and there were open shots, and the game was close. I know it was like an 8 or 9 point game in the final score, but like reality, it was a 4 or 5 point game. So I'm okay with that kind of loss because I know we'll shoot better next game. They'll probably not going to shoot as good the next. Like law of averages, baby. Like y'all had a good game, we had a bad game, but we'll get this shit. We'll get this shit cooking. I just want to know where the fuck is Duncan Robinson? He's not hurt. We didn't use him much of the first series.
He played this game.
He hasn't played, and he hasn't played a minute since game. He played game 1 and went like 8 for 8 from 3. Remember, he had that crazy game 1 against the Hawks, and then game 2 he went like 0 for 4, and then he hasn't touched the floor since. Or if he has, it's only been like 1 or 2 minutes, even though he averaged like 30 or 25 throughout the season, and he's making like 60 million. Like he's making a fat contract. So I trust you, Eric. I'm not down you, my dog. I just wish we would like to know where Duncan Robinson currently is at. Like, is there a reason why he's out?
Yeah, we just want to know. Like, we not saying it's not working. I just want to know where you at, man. That's all I want to know. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just want to know where you at. Where you at? Like, what Future say? Where your ass was at when I was? Where you at?
Yeah, where your ass was at when Embiid came back with the mess.
That's what I'm saying, kid.
We need answers, bro. We just need answers.
We're always saying, but no, man. I think the the playoffs. I feel like last year's playoffs was a little more exciting, but this year's playoffs is pretty good so far. They have some good solid matchups, good series, and like it's turned into a styles makes fight type of thing. Like, bro, you got to come here ready to play your matchup. Don't come in here just thinking you can play your ball.
Facts, and like all the role players, like I will say, still star-studded, but a lot of stars have had bad games. So like the role players have been kind of balling out, which there's always happens in the playoffs. Like those old vets, those role players, those 6, 7, 8 men having those one big game, and that's the factor for who wins game 4 or some shit.
Nah, you're not lying. Because when I'm looking at this, especially the Mavericks, I think that's a very good example. Like Jalen Brunson. Last game it was Dorian
and Whittle.
Yeah, like Spencer Dinwiddie. Like what? Like what? You got Spencer Dinwiddie balling. Brooklyn couldn't even do that. So like, I think that's good. I think this is a good transition year for like the NBA because it's starting to get. So that top heavy shit is not going to work ever again. Like I don't care if you put 5 all-stars together, they're not all on the court at the same time. That shit is not going to work.
And everyone's trying to copy that Warriors brand of basketball, but the Warriors are like, we passing the ball 5 extra times before anybody shoots. Like, it's kind of hard to do that whenever on other teams, those same guys are gonna be isocentric and just ball dominant.
And like the thing about them niggas is that motherfucking. I couldn't imagine having to practice that. That sounds tiring. Just practice, just running up and down the court, just passing that motherfucker. Like that shit is tough.
It reminds me of Tim Duncan. You remember what Steven Jackson said, like when he came to the Spurs and Tim Duncan's ass was getting yelled at, and he didn't say a word. Everyone else afterwards couldn't say a word because if Tim Duncan took it, I gotta fucking take it. So if Steph Curry's passing up a shot, I better fucking pass up a shot. Like there's no excuse to be not making the extra pass.
That's actually a fucking phenomenal example.
Like, because if Steph Curry, there's no way you're going back to that huddle and not like if Steph Curry gave the extra pass and you didn't, there's no excuse on the planet. Unless your name's Jordan Poole, you might have something you can talk about. You know who you want to go for the conference finals from each side? I think everyone's like 2-2 or 2-1 right now.
Yeah, everything's crazy because I like Milwaukee. I like Miami. M versus M. And this is where it gets tough because this Suns series is really interesting. Because I like the Suns as the team, but I like the Mavericks the way they're playing right now. Like I think they're playing harder than the Suns, and the Suns just built that camaraderie. They fucking like each other.
Yeah.
And so like that's what keeps them in the game. And like Chris Paul's not gonna foul out 5 points and like 6 fouls. too many times in the playoffs. So like I want to see both of them play their very best and go back and forth. I feel like I haven't seen that yet in that series, even though it's been 4 games. So like I think Game 5 is gonna say a lot. Somebody can steal something on the road. I like that'll say a lot. So that series is tough. So I'm gonna say the Suns and the Warriors, but I really like the Mavs. So like if they can steal Game 5, I like the Mavs to take that series away.
I'm gonna stick with my Celtics pick. I think they're figuring out Giannis. Like you can't really figure it out, but they're throwing different things at him, and their coach is really smart. Where they're willing to try shit out, and then I think they'll get some shit on their side. And then of course I'm riding the Heat, and then I agree. I think the Warriors, especially with the Morant injury, I think the Warriors and just the way they look, y'all are right. This team is legitimate. The way they beat the Nugs wasn't a fluke. So yeah, and then on that other game though, Luka's having his low. Like I mean, Kristaps Porzingis is a thief. He stole the bag and has just kind of been disappeared. Like Brunson's a dog, but like Doncic is really the guy. Like he's legitimately just really cooking motherfuckers on like a team that had 60 wins. Like really is out there like willing his team. Like he's doing what Giannis is doing for the Bucks right now for the Mavs. Like if it wasn't him, this team is winning 15 games this season.
Nah, wait, you saying the Mavs? No, the Mavs team.
They is playing hard. No, I'll give them. They'll probably win up to 30 to 40.
The thing about Luka, JJ Redick explained it, is that Luka is very ball dominant. He's kind of he's playing chess, and it takes him a while to make his first chess move. So by the time he does find somebody open or passes the ball out or does something, because he's so ball dominant, he has to give. By the time he gives it to somebody, they have to kind of just make something out of nothing. So that's kind of hard for like a certain people. Like Jalen Brunson's doing really well with that shit, but like it's kind of tough. So like you seen, that's why everybody balled out when Luka was gone, because they got good ballers and stuff like that. It's just like Luka's a real there's a real general, and like he kind of have to build a different team around him for that. So like without Luka, I feel like they probably wouldn't be as great a team. But like if they all stepped up, I feel like they would still be an 8th seed.
Okay.
They're not like the motherfucking Grizzlies though without Donovan or without John Morant. Like them boys just don't give a fuck. Next man up. Like
them boys that were like 20-5 or some shit without John. And that reminded me of the Raptors without Kawhi. Like they had dog.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I mean, this ain't really football news, but it has to do with football players. Down in Miami, they had a little basketball tournament going on. Tyreek and Waddle were seen together hooping. That boy Tyreek hit he jumped like 6 feet in the air for a dunk. They was hooping. They balled up, and it was one of those like Chris Brown type leagues where like they're not NBA players, but there's some real hoopers out there.
But those shit is real though. It's like pro-am kind of, I feel like.
Yeah, no, there's some real hoopers out there. Like some people out there, I feel like if they didn't choose the street life, they probably might have made their way somewhere. Maybe the G League.
Oh yeah, they got their like life together. I feel like basketball is an interesting sport when it comes to like getting to the professional level, because there's only 15 people on every team.
Yeah.
Versus football, where there's almost 50 people on each side of the ball. But I know you've seen but in other news, I know you've seen the Heart Part 5 just drop.
That was probably that song. I didn't expect it to be so like, because everyone hyped it up so much. So when I went into it, I was like, I know it's gonna be good, but then it still blew me away. Like the video was so simple yet so artistic and so like every verse. Like if you listen to it, watch the video, just because it makes the verses hit like just as like hard.
What was your favorite face swap?
The Nip one was hard, but honestly the one that shook me the most, and it was the OJ, because I wasn't expecting it. Like
I did not see that coming. Like at first I looked twice, I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? I had to look at that bitch like 3 times, and I was faded.
Yeah, like that. And then who else was there? Was Kobe. There was Kanye.
Will Smith. Jesse.
The Kanye one was hard because he started the verse off with like something bipolar. I was just like, ooh, like sheesh, like.
I'm not gonna lie. That Nip one made me tear up. I ain't even gonna lie to you, kid.
Like,
Like when he started speaking from the perspective of Nip, and I was just like, that was powerful. That was really powerful. And he was just speaking on like how he died, and it was like, you guys, we kind of had to see that shit. Like I'm not comparing Nip to Jesus Christ even slightly, but like back in those days, people had to see Jesus die on the cross. Like for his neighborhood to make a change, they had to see that. And when he said it, like when he put it in that way, I was like, wow, like he's probably in heaven, just like he's understood. He did what he had to do. Like chilling. Like that was some gangster shit.
So,
Like that.
I think the word is called a martyr, like someone who dies for a specific cause, for like greater events to occur.
Oh, a martyr. Yeah, that is the right word. A martyr.
Yeah, one of those like Russian-looking words.
But that shit's real though. But like, Kendrick's a goat. Like I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Like who name one person better. Like that's what I'll be looking like. Who?
You know, but in this new album, like I don't think he'll miss either. Like just off of like the one snippet, like we already got that might. I don't even think that might even make it to the album because the hearts usually never make it to the album. They're just kind of like there. So he's still in his bag. Like his bag is so deep right now.
And he's trying new things. Like Tyler the Creator was speaking on him one time, and when he heard the Family Ties, his verse in Family Ties and Range Brothers, Tyler said he called him like, "Yo, you out here still trying new things? You out here still learning?
Just dabbling.
You greatest rapper alive, dude that made Good Kid, Mad City. You still trying? Jesus, go. They can't beat it.
Pen's mightier than the sword now.
And he don't write.
Then shit, did you see? I don't know if you saw this because I think this happened. I saw this with the Jokic news like this morning, so it might be brand new news. But the Avatar, Way of the Water, the James Cameron movie that broke all the records back in like they said that shit came out 13 years ago. With the
like in 2012.
Yeah, the new one, the trailer finally dropped. It's coming out. That movie was so good that they confirmed like 4 of them will be coming out. But it took them 13 years to make this second one. And this second one's supposed to go crazy. Like the first one went crazy. So like
did you see the first one?
Oh yeah, of course seen it. I think bro, there's a good chance like everyone in the world has seen Avatar. There's the amount of people who've seen it alone in box office was like billion. And then you have like the illegal streams and then like bootleg versions in other countries and shit. Like a lot of people seen that movie, bro. That's a fucking, I won't say greatest, but that shit was great.
Like commercially successful, like it was up there, like one of the greatest commercial successes. But like I never really like always got it. Like I remember watching it as a kid. I had a bootleg. Maybe that's why I had the grainy, the imagery and stuff like that. But like,
it is a movie to watch when you get old. Like now that you're older, if you haven't watched it since like as a kid, because I rewatched it like a year ago or so, just because it was on. And I did. It's not that I don't remember the scenes, but like the symbolism and stuff like this. I don't know. You just have a different perspective now that we're like now that I'm older. I can see the things that they're really talking about, and I was like, oh damn, this movie, it held its weight. Like I was like, oh, this movie's still as good as it was when I watched it like 10 years ago, and even better now because now I understand. It's like watching an anime that you watched as a kid, and you start realizing you're piecing things better now because you're older. It's just like that. You're like, oh, like this was a good ass movie.
That's actually fine. I bet you they really put it into it because that was something that everybody was waiting on. And like it was crazy because it did way better than the regular. Because the Avatar, the Airbender movie came out around the same time. Well, nobody
atrocious.
Nobody gave a fuck about that shit. Like Avatar belongs to the blue motherfuckers now.
The facts, and I was like, it was great. And I don't really like another thing. Like rewatching it, like it came out in like 2011 or some shit. So like the graphics and like the visual effects that they had in it holds up for 2022. Like they really, you can see why the budget was so big and everything. They really like, I don't know what computer they was using back in that day, but they went crazy with it.
They did that. The concept was fire as fuck too, so I will give it that. So yeah, we definitely got to go check that bitch out. Probably do a movie review on that bitch. Maybe I should start. I really want to start this movie review channel called Spoiler Alerts. Like when I just be spoiling shit for niggas, but I really don't. But it looks like I be spoiling
Well,
shit.
shit, with the name like that, you should know not like name like spoiler alerts and it says Doctor Strange review or something. Like don't go in there not expecting not to find out what happens at the end of the movie.
Hey, let me know, Paul. Are you team Marvel or team DC?
See, I like them both. DC's darker, but I will say Marvel is in their bag more when making. I like the Marvel movies more, but I like DC comics more. So I wish DC movies were just a little bit better. I'm not saying they're bad, but those Marvel movies when they hit, they come out swinging. They don't miss.
Yeah,
I will say it's getting a little. The market's getting a little flooded. It's getting a little saturated right now. Like it's like we're in that like every month there's a new one. Like and it's like if it's almost like you're not keeping up, you'll still enjoy the movie, but you won't enjoy the whole movie. You won't understand certain characters being like why it's a big deal and a funny joke in between something like the little like. And there's like 40 of the Marvel movies, bro. It's too deep. I can't do it right now.
I respect what they're doing because they started a thing. Like people are even trickle down to TV shows where people are building worlds and like there's things going on that affect other things and other shows. So I like that. That was cool.
And the shows affect the movies.
Mm-hmm. And I always love that because Marvel's like a big. You see, they just came with a big broad spec. They're like in phase 4, I think, but like it came with a big span and they worked out. Because Marvel was on the brink of bankruptcy. There's a reason why you don't see the X-Men or they just got Spider-Man back. Like, and they did Spider-Man justice with that new one that came out.
Facts.
Back the Sony Spider-Mans and stuff like that. They did them justice. But like Marvel was dead broke for a while. And like DC was killing their ass because DC had the TV shows, the animation. I feel like Marvel is
cartoons was going crazy.
Marvel's king when it comes to movies. I think it's a tie when it comes. I actually seen this in a meme. I see because it's a tie when they come to comics, because I don't really know too much, because the Marvel comics are a lot deeper than the movies are.
That's true.
And then I think when it comes to animated shit, DC all the way. So it's like whatever you prefer, kind of.
Okay, I agree.
But I was texting somebody and it was like, motherfucking, I'm Team Marvel. And I was like, I was gonna say I'm Team DC because I rock with Batman to the fullest. Like anytime I'm watching cartoons, I'm usually going to turn into some Batman once I'm done. Like watching Ninja Turtles, I'm going to go tune into Batman and versus Ninja Turtles.
Like, like they're superheroes I enjoyed a little bit more than the
Marvel. They got Flash. But I enjoyed the entire Marvel universe. Like I like how they have random motherfuckers coming at bitch all the time. Like Ultimate Spider-Man was my favorite TV show for the longest.
No, because the spin-off, like side characters that get their own shit, their own comic.
That whole Netflix
come back strong as shit.
But Marvel also, but the thing is, though, they have people sleep on the DC TV shows. That's why I think kept DC with me because they had Green Arrow, motherfucking
If you like the TV shows, HBO got the show called Titans. It's basically like Teen Titans, but with real people, and it's on HBO. Like the quality's pretty good, huh?
They got Cyborg.
I believe Cyborg is in it. I can't tell you for definitively who's in it. I know Robin's in it, but I think he's as Nightwing. He's not Robin. He's playing Nightwing.
That's the correct Robin that's supposed to be in the Teen Titans, in my opinion.
Okay, so then they are probably following it. So whoever's in those comics, they probably follow it pretty well. But they say that shit goes crazy. Like there was like one DC show that can stand up to some of these Marvel shows that like keep coming. And they say the Titans, and it's a long running, and it's like right now. So it's like seasons are dropping.
I think Marvel killed DC when they dropped Black Panther, though. I think that's when the separation happened. Like when it came to like the culture, like everybody and the way
Black and the Infinity War, when he snapped his finger and just killed everybody, and they ended it like that. Like
yeah, we wasn't ready for that. We was not ready for that.
Because that was when it was you telling everyone, yo, you need to go watch that movie. Like people were watching who never watched any of the other ones. And they were showing up with like groups of people to go watch that.
Like Thanos was a truth. But you ought to respect the storylines in DC. They go deep, they get dark. Like nobody has a happy ending in DC. Like that's the coolest thing to me. Superman always dies. Fucking Wonder Woman eventually just goes back to her people and never comes out again.
It's
And Batman becomes an old man, motherfucking
angry.
What's it called? The Batgirl gets raped and paralyzed and becomes a paraplegic because of Joker. He kills Commissioner Gordon. He kills one of the Robins. Like, there's no happy ending for these people. That's what I like about
Life of
DC.
superheroes.
And like, that's only if you make it all the way to the end. That's why they always have to redo this shit. They don't want you seeing what happens at the end because nobody's gonna buy that.
Well, what are you doing on June 19th, Kev?
Juneteenth, being blackity black.
Okay, that boy The Rock is coming to Florida. I'm not sure where in Florida. It just says Florida. Coming to Florida and the XFL tryouts, baby. Trying to go pro.
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely would be down to go step out there just to go vlog the podcast out there. Like, we're at the XFL football trials. I want to try to see who finna do it. And I'd bring somebody out there just so we could pretend like we have somebody that's actually trying to make it.
This is our stallion. This is our golden goose. That's Kyle. Like,
We're bringing Kyle. Oh my
Kyle.
God.
You always say you could have did it. Come on, you're our golden goose, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle, please, if you're watching this, Kyle, please come with us. Please request off Juneteenth. We know you're not getting no money anyways.
It's gonna be like
so,
the coach and trainer.
Yeah, come on, man. And then like, I'll be your manager, Paul be a trainer. Like, or I'll Paul be your manager, I'll be a trainer, bro. We'll get you right, bro. Let's go. We just need to get out there. We'll find all your paperwork for you.
Yeah, bro. We'll get you in there. Just get you in there. Just win us the race, bro. Get us to the top.
Go out there. We try to go professional, man.
And while we're on the topic of football, the NFL is thinking about expanding to 2 more cities. And, well, if not 2 cities, they're thinking to give Dallas a second team. And because Dallas is now bigger than Chicago. It's the 3rd biggest city, a metro city in the country. So they're big enough to have 2 cities. But apparently Jerry Jones has said in the past, because they tried to build a team in San Antonio in like 2015, he said, that's Cowboys territory or some shit.
I know Jerry ain't going for that shit. What? Jerry? Because that's just unnecessary competition to him. Like, he has all of Texas in his mind. Fuck Houston.
Yeah, he buried the Texans already. No
yeah,
way.
And they're literally called the Texans. Like, and they're still like, he has people from different states coming. Like, he has the Cowboys all the way up here. You don't want no competition. Bro, go build a fucking team in fucking Canada. That's what he's gonna say.
International, we're getting closer. You saw we got games in Germany.
You seen the there's like a post with a graphic out of how far each team has to travel, and like Pittsburgh's like barely under. I don't even think Pittsburgh is 1,000 miles, and like there are other teams that gotta travel like 29,000 miles.
No, that's literally the biggest like debate when it comes to like going international, and it's just like those long ass flights. Everyone hates it. That your body's got to adjust, and then does it affect you the next? Because there are like records that show like teams are like 5-20 coming off the London games or some shit, and they think it's due to just like body fatigue and flight and lack of sleep. Sometimes you don't like, just this fucks up your feng shui.
Dead ass.
That's why the Jags be balling over there, bro. You gonna, if you're already ever having an off game because you have to travel, bro, they thrive in off games. That's what the Jags do. They have off games every week, and they'll beat you.
Okay, I found it. So motherfucking the Cowboys, the Seahawks have to travel 29,000 miles in 34 different time zones, while the Steelers have to travel through 6,442 miles in no time zones. The Dolphins are pretty high on the list because they got to travel 25,178 miles for 14 time zones. And compared to the Falcons, who only have to travel 15,648 miles with 14 time zones. And let's compare that also to where the Bucks at. The Bucks and the Saints are right under the Dolphins. Saints being 24,000 with 30 time zones, so they probably got to go international. And the Bucks got to go 23,764 and 26 different time zone. So they're going international too. So y'all probably don't have that many international games. You guys probably got one.
No, I think is that strictly for international, or is that for teams records throughout this? Like they might
for
have
the whole season. For the whole
Oh,
season.
okay, so like traveling for that makes sense because we like the Patriots are not close, and neither is Buffalo or New York, but those are our division rivals, and like we gotta see them, and then Miami's is like in that little tight little pocket where we play a Seattle or something, we are going a little far, so I believe it.
Y'all boys better get ready for them flights.
The Steelers make sense though because like Baltimore is like a hop, jump, and skip away. So is Cincinnati. So is the Cleveland. Because they were probably like a 3-4 hour drive, 3 hour drive at most.
Yeah, I believe it. I'm not gonna. I apologize for my face. I just seen the clip of Michael Chandler kicking the life out of my boy Tony Ferguson.
Oh, Tony posted today. He was just a picture of him driving, listening to music, just chilling, having a good.
I respect. Hey, I think Tony Ferguson is a champion. Like that's my dog. I'm rocking, bro. Won the Ultimate Fighter. Like there's certain things that like is kind of lit. Like there's certain things that like are cemented forever. Nobody can take away the fact that you won that tournament because that's a big tournament. Like it might look like a reality TV show to a lot of people, but the fighters, that's a tournament, and you won that shit.
Yeah, he was the best fighter.
Yeah, so like that card was pretty good though. There was man, I fell asleep to see Justin Gaethje get his ass motherfucking submitted. But my dog Randy Brown was looking kind of cool. I liked how he had the hands down fighting style. But how do you feel about the judging this weekend?
For the fights, so the split decisions, I say I think Rose lost. That fight was one of the most boring fights ever.
That's why I fucking fell asleep. I hate calling fights boring, but come on. They said
no, bro, everyone's saying it. Like it's okay to say it. And then I'm trying to think what else went to judging because like Tony got KO'd.
Randy Brown, and then OSP.
Oh, that one was I
thought OSP lost until I seen his hand get raised. I'm like, yeah.
I thought he lost too, but it wasn't like anyone did a lot of damage. It was something like you're counting the tags. Like how many times does someone get tagged, and which one do you think the leg kicks hurt more than that 2 jabs he hit, or like it's kind of hard to judge those. But like I've seen worse judging, but I will say that like the polls online definitely agreed because we ran a poll and I was like 100 people voted and I want to say 80% had Hogan Rua versus like 20 OSP. But
yeah, I thought it was a good card. I think the UFC is a great business. I think the business wise, when you look at the businessmen and the business behind sports, like who do you think is probably the shadiest? Like you think Roger Goodell, the servant to the owners, Vince McMahon, he probably the shadiest. But
Vince might be pretty shady. I think boxing, one of those boxing promoters, whoever's the biggest over there.
I say you got Al Heyman, Eddie Hearn. I think the shadiest was dude that was Tyson's Don King. He's the shadiest probably of all time, and because that's just a shady business. Like you can really get fucked over in boxing.
Yeah, no, that's 100. That would definitely be my pick. Someone from the boxing was probably the shady, and it's shady from the jump. Like you have backyard, like hole in wall boxing places, and they're shady. Like they're paying fighters to throw fights since the jump or something. Like there's just like you never know. Like it's just
used to be involved. Crazy.
There's some shady shit going on.
The mafia used to be involved. Crazy. They said the mafia was gonna I don't know how true this is, but they said the mafia was gonna be the original people to expose Muhammad Ali for being Muslim before he won the heavyweight championship.
I wouldn't doubt any of those things like that. It's just because someone broke it down with like how like people get caught gambling or those debts and stuff, and they'd be like, it really just be like someone likes to play blackjack and they just come to our place and they'll be like, I'm good for it, and then they end up $500,000 in the hole because of our interest rates. Because he's like, these sports players aren't mathematicians, so they don't understand the interest rates we hit them with. So they think they owe us 125. They come back in 2 weeks and it's 350. And then all of a sudden we're like, well, forget about paying us back. Keep your money. How about you just throw a couple interceptions at this game? Okay, yeah, I'll do that. And I was like, that sounds like shit. I'll throw 2 interceptions to keep 300,000 or some shit.
Hell yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'll throw a couple of interceptions, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't have done it on purpose. I just feel like I don't got the accuracy like that.
We'll find out
But,
the XFL.
but they'll get there. Then we'll find out the XFL tryouts.
We'll find out.
But no, that shit is real life. But like the fight game is just a dirty business. I just feel like Dana White, supreme control. I feel like that's very important. Motherfucking. But like me as a fight game, I'm doing some dirty shit. Like if I was in that position, I'm gonna be dirty. I'm not gonna lie. Like Oliveira, that 0.5.
Oh yeah, shit like that. I'm making the fights happen.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Like everybody wants to see this fight. Get rid of it.
Yeah, if I'm a commissioner, I'm one of those commissioners. I'm not holding pay. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm not doing no shady things to the fighters, but I'm just giving the people what they want by any means necessary.
I'm gonna look at and I'm still gonna take. I'm gonna take 0.5 off the check. Like 0.5. And he's thinking like, oh yeah, 0.5, no big deal. Like no, but you only get one check. You're to 1.0. 0.5 is half. You gotta give that to bruh because like. You don't want that much. I don't care. You better get you submission of the night.
Yeah, law of the land type shit. That was something I was very disappointed. So I was coming at Lozon. It was actually Cowboy who pulled out due to food. He thinks food poisoning. He was ill before the fight. Couldn't put his weight back on. Kept throwing up. And so that was a fight. I was like, damn, like you have a retirement fight, and now y'all got like, are y'all gonna reschedule your retirement fight, or y'all just like? Y'all done.
I think it's still gonna happen. Dana said it's still gonna happen. And then motherfucking Chuck Liddell was out there, so I feel like he was kind of upset. That's probably one of the fights he wanted to go see, but instead he was consoling my dog Tony Ferguson, who is my dog. Like I gotta keep throwing that out there. That's my dog.
Hey, we love Tone.
Like damn kid, my boy got hit.
Shit, yeah, one of the cleanest front kicks ever.
But Paul, man, it's the beginning of the summer, man. What's the like? I just what I've been realizing. What's your goals, folks? What summer goals do you have? Like, what things do you want to do? Because football season is gonna hit us out of nowhere, and we're gonna be back to out of time. So, what are your goals in the meantime while we still got time to breathe?
Shit, while I'm breathing, trying to think. I know I'm still trying to plan some type of something for my birthday because that's like right there. But I know I've been let me think. I feel like you got an answer, so you go first. I'll fall back.
I think this summer, I feel like I've been using a lot of the summers for growth, and this is gonna be the first summer I've been using for execution. Like nothing but just continuous hitting people. Like Friday the 13th, we got something coming at the Project E. That shit's gonna be smooth, and just like continue executing. Probably start working on business, getting some monetary value, stuff like that. Because the rent is coming. Back and forth, like every first is coming, and they just raised my shit for my new lease. So I'm like, okay. And then I was at Walmart the other day, and like I'm thinking more like motherfucking like, let me stop making excuses for like why this money, the amount of money I make on a regular can like hold me down versus like continue to elevate so I can continue doing big things. Like, and the other day. What really got me that it's time to start elevating my status when it comes to money is that motherfucking I was at Walmart and you know niggas do not once I said you go through that self checkout and everything's so much cheaper. They fixed the self checkout, man. I went to go I finessed some shit and they showed me, they said, hey, hold on, there was a scanning malfunction. Wait for somebody to come do it. And then the person did it. They put the code, and then there's a video of me behind scanning something and not getting scanned all the way through. So I'm like, oh shit, these motherfuckers is the truth. Like, well, there's no more point in going to Walmart anymore. Like, the only reason why you go to Walmart is because everything's cheaper now. Like, if I'm gonna pay full price, I might as well take mine to Target or something, Publix. Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is my new favorite store. So like that's what I'm thinking more about. I'm thinking more about elevating monetarily. And like I'm not stressing it, but probably getting a car. Probably getting my LLC so that way I could buy a car under my LLC. You know what I'm saying?
Smart moves.
And stuff like that. So I think that's what I'm on. Just execution. That's the thing. Just seeing every opportunity and taking advantage of it. Like I'm still gonna hit those people up about that pilot episode they need help shooting. So I'm gonna go see if they need any help in shooting some more scenes for those. And then motherfucking just keep finding opportunities. A couple of internships have been passed my way. I talked to them. I got into contacts with one of them.
Nice.
Kind of just keep executing and just like really like growing in like my brand and my scale of myself.
Okay, no, great answer. Shit, I know personally more. I want to say minor goal, but like personal goal would be, I've been like fasting these like past like for a month now, and I've been like I've been dieting. I've been like so like I re-rated myself. I'm not gonna give out a number, but I've lost like 12 pounds. So I'm like focusing on my personal health and trying to like, even though I've been drinking, like I'll drink, but I won't eat like certain food. Like I've always keep myself like balanced with that.
Ramadan Paul.
Yeah, no, that like the fasting. I thought it would be hard, but like I'm always used to skipping breakfast, so like not eating for like 16 hours in a day or something wasn't actually that hard, as long as I just don't eat throughout the mornings and like stuff like that. But and then I know as like a family, we're trying to plan stuff because G is getting older and she's like starting to recognize things and shit. So we wanted like we go on trips, but like now we're like, all right, where can we go on trips for her, for like something that's like Disney's on the like maybe the to-do list.
Universal August 5th.
Yeah, Universal, stuff like that. And especially now she's getting bigger. And then trying to think, I had something else too right before all these bowls have been hitting me. The like with the podcast, like I'm trying to on like the pages and stuff be more interactive with people, and like I realized like there's a few people that are always gonna like this stuff that's on the page and like are starting to retweet it. And like now if I can continue to communicate with people, like those turn into the clicked links, those turn into comments on the YouTube page, stuff like that. That turns into like maybe we'll get people onto the show that we don't even know, that just stuff like that, you know, just like trying to get more interaction with the actual community that have been following us. And they do well with the memes, bro. We be killing them with the memes. And then trying to think, I'm blanking. So
yeah, man, that's what it's about, man. Just using this time, this great weather, because we out here in sunny Florida. Come pull up, you know what I'm saying? Come vacation out here, you can't miss it. But like just using this time to just really, because everything's so much slower outside, especially since I'm in Gainesville, so like I can see visually like there are probably like 20,000 less people like on my side of town alone. So like it's really like, oh wow. And this is gonna be like my first summer working, like yeah, so this is like my first summer not working too. So like this is gonna be the first chance I get to really like be outside, entrepreneur. Like I'm still gonna be, hopefully I still got my work steady. We're working on that. But just continue to grow, continue to build, and continue to invest and make stuff like that. Like Totally Blitz merch coming soon. Totally Blitz. We coming with trying to be able to come up with different stuff to rep the brand and then be able to hand it out to different fans and stuff like that. And some real OG fans. Like if some of those people that have really been keeping up with us since day one, like you boys watch these shits, listen to these shits on a daily basis, I feel like we owe it to y'all to give y'all something, like throw y'all boys a hat or some socks and a shirt. Like that way y'all could really rep the brand. Cause like we fuck with y'all a long way. And like we really holler at you. Like Paul loves you niggas. I fuck with y'all niggas too much for that shit. So definitely be able to throw stuff out to the fans and give it to them boys like that. And just continue to build and grow. That's all I want to do this summer.
Build and grow. That's the great. And just focus, like you said, focus on yourselves right now and just getting everything tightened up.
And if there's some free time, find some. You feel me? Gender free time. If there's some free time. Yeah.
Only on the downtime.
You know what I'm saying? But no, man, this has been fine, man. Anything else you've been people that happened this weekend?
No, I think that about covers everything I had. That's what I did and what I seen.
Man, say less, man, because like it's gonna be an interesting week because Canelo lost. 274 card was crazy.
Got those coming up.
Might hit somebody, might hit them boys with a football episode. You never know how we come in, you feel me? Like, I don't think too much has gone down since draft day, but we might give out a grade or two, maybe a vote. I give this guy this many stars for for these picks, but like, you know how that shit goes. But if that's it, man, this has been another episode of the Totally Blitz podcast. I'm your boy, Kev, that boy Savoy. I'm on this bitch with Paul Pick'em, winner content, you feel me? And all we got to tell you is we appreciate you. We fuck with y'all. We'll catch you later this week. Yeah.
Problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools. You could call them boy crap, man. This gang got rules, man. You better watch your passes. This ain't